Hello, I just wanted to do a real quick check-in with Trump's health and just to see how's he doing right now. How is he feeling? And how will he be feeling into the next, let's say, couple weeks? I hate it when I turn the cards around. All right. So Donald Trump, I want to know how he's going to be sorting out my cards. Sorry. I want to know how he's going to be, how he's feeling right now. How's he feeling right now? And how does his COVID condition look? Okay. So, Donald Trump, how is his COVID condition right now? This is October the 8th, 11:48 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I want to know how Donald Trump's COVID symptoms are, how he's doing right now, what they're like. And what does that look like with this COVID in him for the next couple of weeks? Some people think that this is all theater. I don't know. You know, I wouldn't put it past him. But I think with all these people getting sick, I think he actually is sick and he's just lying. Okay, we get the lady. Often I think this was Ivanka, but maybe not. Could be somebody else in a position of power in the government. Obstacle. It could have something to do, I don't know if she ends up having some obstacle as a result of being naive about something, or where her children are concerned. Ivanka may end up having some problems where her children are concerned, maybe because of exposure or concern to exposure, if they go to school or whatever. I'm not sure quite what that's about yet. There is an end. Well, the question that I asked was about his COVID. Maybe she's going to tell him, you're too sick, you need to pack in. This is usually kind of a mysterious source or person, or when someone's trying to be kind of on the down low. And this means that there's something key or important with an individual. It has to do, I think, with their assets, their home, their valuables, real estate. And Lily, this is an older person. Garden. This is the public, older people in the public, perhaps. You know, the rest of us that don't get. are burdened, like my grandmother, with COVID is concerned, just to get a little bit of help. Still, in the near future, he's made it so that I think there's going to be, in the meantime, more elderly people and the public that are having it burdensome, but they're getting through. I think to get the basic, I think essentials or tests and stuff, and that's why I'm warning you again. I really am concerned about, and I think most people with common sense are worried about the cold, COVID flu combination in fall and winter. So please be careful. Please keep your guard up, because there's so many silly, and not just silly, but asinine people out there that aren't taking precaution. Lady. Son. I'm getting that again on him. Okay. Who is she? There's arguing. And it spills, I think, over into the public. Deceit and trickery. I just, whoever she is, whatever, I can just tell you more and more like, I don't want to say that, but like a very long sewer line. It is just going to continue to come down the way, flushing a variety of horrible stinking crimes. It just shows up with him. He tries to, and I see those close to him trying to gaslight. They're all, him and I think his children primarily. They're the team. It just gets to a point with things that have been stolen. I mean, we know, not to put too fine a point, but it just is such a great example of when he went to France and they just stole, straight up stole, put it in their suitcases, art replica busts and stuff that's like Rococo style, who does that? That's still just like, what? How greedy can you be? Yeah, I don't know. I think he will. There could be some people that were loyal that will leave his side. I think his family are going to be the ones that are around him at the end of the day, passionately, defending him and trying to keep their secrets and their heads above water. And this is a man in his independent wealth. There's another man, and this is communication. So that to me looks like maybe business deal or a financial arrangement agreement. This deals with well-known people, and I think possibly overseas even. But Trump, I think, will end up at the end of the day being punished and suffering. I guess that's what the universe wants us to know, that don't worry, I've got this. So I leave you with that. Okay? Just put your stay vigilant, don't let down your guard. Keep doing as you're doing, taking care of yourself, voting, speaking out, being vigilant. and active when you can. You know, it's kind of hard to with the pandemic and everything for a lot of us, but that we find ways. We find ways. So that is my reading right now for Trump. I really don't feel like, you know, I really just don't feel like he's going to be in very good shape, to say the least. To say the least. Okay, so now let's try this from another angle. What would the best strategy be in order to take Donald Trump down? What does the tarot advise those, especially who are able to do certain things, whatever it may be? What is the best way that the spirit of the tarot and the ancestors and the creator recommend? And please, may they help me to give you an accurate interpretation using my intuition and logical knowledge of symbols. But what let's just take a look. Yeah, okay. Now, what is the best strategy to take Trump really down? What do the cards ancestors suggest? Well, the Tower is about power and the protection of such institutions of government and things like that. So it's speaking about government, it's talking about protecting, how you protect from thieves and traitors. Show him, they need to show, sorry about my chip nail polish. They need to show and get figures and keep bringing that and those estimations about how much he's put us in debt, how much he's personally tried to profit. You know, we need the numbers. I feel like if they can bring the numbers of all this finance that he's cost us, that is an important thing to bring home to people, is his theft, all of his crimes, and crimes where he's abused his power. So, you know, to keep pointing that out. And I think this is, again, I feel intuitively that it's the nod to the ballot to vote and to share information, to be active, and in whatever way that you can in your activism, given who you are, your physical ability and whatnot, but just be active and share information, and spread the word, you know, to demonstrate and to continue to expose him as being a thief. That's what I get. A thief that is in the most powerful office in the land, and that he needs to be in the most powerful prison cell that can hold someone who's done something that awful as a traitor. This is leaking information as well about him. There are people that have information. He's bold about what he does. It's really not that hard to find. But I think some of the more, shall we say, damning things um, that he really doesn't want to come out, I think could get leaked. I feel like there's sources at work who want to preserve our democracy that are leaking this information, and it's not just one group or another. I think it is a multitude of people. I think it's when you take into consideration the post office, intelligence, so on and so forth, and people voting and hassling, their Congress and so on and so forth. We all collectively add to that. But this is activity, and I think it's leak information on him, leak information about his fraud of our government, of his use of our government and our tax dollars as his personal piggy bank, also his taxes. I keep getting there's a dark complected male here, or a man with dark hair, and he's deceitful. I think he works for Trump. He may be connected. This could be Jared. I get Jared for some reason with this guy. Also, because he's in there putting his hands all over everything. And it could even be that Mnuchin, with the Secretary of Treasury. I feel like there's an exchange that's very passionate, it's very heated about this criminal activity. Or this could be somebody that's going to bring that information forward because they passionately feel that this information needs to come out because it's criminal. I think I'll go with that probably here. And there's a source that feels very passionately about it. This could be even it's two men. I feel like there's two men. One lighter complected leaks information to someone that's maybe got darker hair or darker complected. That's what these cards indicate, adult men. And with concern to Trump exposing their deceit and information, their lies and theft, and their shadiness. And also about the children. Keep bringing up children and people that are more vulnerable, the elderly as well, and that which is dependent upon government, powerful sources to protect them. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to protect us, give us the health care that we need, and the things that we need, and keep a watch for pandemics and be alert and not just fleecing. Or not not at all. And again, there are loyal, corrupt thieves, his children. They're going to put up a hell of a fight. They have a lot invested in this. It's very emotional. I think we're going to either get some leaks of them, either back and forthing, texts or some other kind of electronic communication, or being taped maybe. I'm not sure. But information. Yeah, I feel like there's also the attempt to try to get, as they lose people, they try to get more high profile people to help them, to support them, to stand up for them. And I see older people, elderly person, somebody that's older, maybe one of the old fogies that will help them. With money and business. Somebody that is key in all of that. Obscurity. To keep bringing the truth out and to keep pointing out their lies and their gaslighting. That's important. To point out what elderly people need, I feel, and about investment in our society, how that is key, and not just in, I think, a personal, selfish way of living. That too. I haven't had a whole lot of sleep, so I'm a little bit off. I won't keep this too much longer. So that's that, okay? Basically what they're doing. And I think it shows that we're tracking because they are leaking, and I think we're going to get more leaks. There will be more people that I think have worked in the White House that will have conscience to come forward and say some things. It's just going to be a slide into the sewer from this point, on, pretty much. Okay, so I'm just going to take one more quick look. Does Trump, I'll look with the other deck, just very quickly. Haunted House Tarot here. Does Trump have a backlash not backlash, but does he have a boomerang with COVID? Does Trump get more sick? Or will he manage? Will Donald Trump end up getting more sick? Yes. Four of Swords. To me, that is I got this that reminds me, I need to make sure I'm shifting. I got this when I was really, really sick before my surgeries, and it's made me realize, no, Maya, you're going to be in for a very long recuperation, and it has been. It's been a year and a month. And good news is that the remaining pressure ulcer is almost healed. Almost. It's doing very well. But I still have to be very, very, very careful. Even once it's completely filled in and that's new skin, very delicate. But I'm very pleased. I'm glad to say that. And I hope to keep it that way. I'm working really hard, let me tell you, to try and find alternatives. As a disabled person, I'm used to looking for outside the box ideas, how I can resolve to do something. But boy, it's not the most comfortable. I look forward to being able to do this at a table and properly set this up. Yeah, this I think this could be another new time of treatment. I don't think this is what was just happened. I feel like this, because of what I asked, I think he will require a longer recuperation rate than he's expecting right now. And it's because he needs to follow what they told him to do. He needs to begin to do that. And I don't see him beginning to do that until he's really, really sick, unfortunately for him. This point means you're sick enough that you will require a length of time to recuperate. It will not be a fast recuperation. He's not thinking straight with that Seven of Cups. I think the medications that they're giving him are making him scattered and having odd ideas. But I do see him getting maybe better physically here. So I don't know that he'll necessarily die. I do see that he'll need a longer recuperation rate, and he'll have to take it more seriously. And he's going to be pretty scattered. I think he's going to be really pretty dopey. But he'll eventually, I think, come out of that. He'll come out of that. But I think he's going to get more sick. A bit more sick. Yeah. Confinement, like when you, again with the 4, where you have to be in bed, or you have to be taking it easy. And this is him trying to hold power, I think, trying to retain office, because he doesn't want to have to deal with all the legal stuff that's waiting for him, all that litigation. This is, to me, a point of also having to make a decision. It coming to kind of a little bit of a tense point of that calls for action. I think also it could be a nod towards some of these power plays that he gets involved in that are bizarre with officials and doctors. Yeah, and then gets the Sun, so I think he will get through that. Here's family. Won't be able to be in touch with see his family, though. So I do think he will get a bit more sick and require more time-consuming hospitalization. Whether or not he admits to that, or we just don't see him and we just get these video briefs, like a Kim Jong-un style, to keep the facade up for as long as he can. That's what I would tend to think would happen. There's a choice because of ongoing, I think, situations in their family, health situations. There's a choice to leave. There's a choice to vacate. This could be that them finally acknowledging or accepting defeat, choosing to steal the White House silverware and tissue, toilet tissue. This is Melania, and I think she's sick. She's going to be maybe a bit more sick than we've been known, and I see her struggling to try to overcome it. She'd probably say, I've never been that sick in my life. There may need to be some sort of different treatment, help that she's going to require, a decision to do something to help her to get on top of, I think, health that's eroding a bit. I don't, it doesn't mean that she's going to die. I don't think Melania is going to die. I don't. I think she probably takes much better care of herself and is more disciplined than Trump. In fact, Melania knows how to take care of Melania. Oh yeah, that's her jam. So I feel like here this is also could be seen as this is all the money issues that are being looked at. They're going to have to step away and separate themselves from office, from the White House, leave, because legal litigation is going to be pulling them under their wing of control. There's your reading. All right. I will see you in the next reading. All right. I'm looking at my list of what. Oh, you know what? Just one. No, I'll do that one very quickly. I guess I will. What does Melania really think of Trump? This is entirely petty on my part. I'm just going to own it. And again, this is for entertainment purposes and is all alleged. What does Melania really think of Donald Trump? What does she really think of Donald? What does Melania really? What's her real opinion? Very quickly. Well, there's Donald Trump. There's my Donald Trump card, the King of Swords. She thinks of him as apparently being some great business guy. So she drinks the Kool-Aid and is easily fooled. She apparently thinks that they have all this money. I think she's going to be in for a rude awakening. She thinks he's an entrepreneur and that he's high society and that they're high society. They live well. They know people in the upper, again, going to the Met and doing all those hoity-toity social debutante type of events and carry on. Who's who in the rich and the wealthy. They want to be seen as that. And she honestly, it looks like, there's Melania, believes that he has these real connections and that he's a real businessman and that he's earned that money. Well, he's earned it by criminal means, which is to say he's cheated, so he hasn't really earned it. So she believes in a whole other universe, and she believes in the Trump universe. I do see a problem with money coming for them. Surprise, Melania, you guys don't have that much money. Donald Trump has lied to you. He doesn't have that much money. Bitch. Sorry. So, and then we see it fall under Trump. So I feel like we're looking at health situations for both of them not feeling great, and financially. Where Melania is concerned, she has yet to discover that he does not have what he's claimed. And I think that'll be pretty distressing. Yes, this will be like, and here's the receipts, girlfriend. He does not have all that he says he does. And I believe that it will sever that perhaps perception of oneself as being as wealthy as one thought. This will show people that he has worked with, more than one person involved. And it has to do with, it has to do with the people where they link up to do business with and pursue business with. But there will be that money will get cut. They won't be able to work with those people and access that money. Because here comes Libra, I think, Letitia James. Seriously. I think that's her in New York, and I think she's going to set little Melania down and have a little chat. She'll have her time in the seat, just like the rest of them, where they have to answer questions, and they won't be able to put it off. And here's the combinations of things. So I'm being shown maybe there's a combination, like I said. Again, maybe it's a nod of indication of poor health and finances not being as strong as they were claimed, and really not having that much in the bank. That will come as a surprise to Melania. She's not going to like that. And I think she will really not like having to talk to Letitia James. There's a wanting to understand these figures, these combination of numbers, and to understand better how they came up with them. And it's shady. That's how they came up with them. And it's exposed as a lie. I don't think Melania is terribly bright. She just accepts that because they can have these things that he's successful. You can have things, but true success isn't done by cheating. Ace, this is a tower. So these connections of the gravy train that they've done all kinds of really lucrative deals with other people, and especially the children, that's going to blow up. That's going to be leveled, and it'll be very sudden too when it comes. I think there could be a sudden ruling or information, maybe something Letitia brings forth that's important. Yeah, there's information that goes viral. It comes pouring out. There she leaves them. She's going to be trying to stick in there and to try to get what she can, what she feels is hers. And I think that's where her and Ivanka will lock horns. There's the Emperor and a new phase. I think this is like a new, perhaps even, president. Yes, new cycle. New era. And there's activity picks up. And I think it's the activity of looking into all their, now we can take them to court. Now we can expose more and more and begin to hold them accountable. So there you go. I'll see you in the next video.